What's up, everybody? That car guy Eddie here, and today another video. Look who we got back! Yes, the three of us are back. We would sit closer, but then we would literally be on each other's lap, and we would 110% get demonetized for that. However, we do have an OF site you can go to. That car guy Eddie. We're just kidding. We don't actually have a. Okay. Anyways, so welcome to today's video. We got a lot of cool stuff to tell you what's going on with the channel. And really, this is kind of an update video as to what we have going on. We have some really exciting things, talking about some new sponsors. We have an upcoming sale going on. We got some giveaways that we have going on. So definitely go ahead and check it out. This is going to be for a variety of machines. So with that being said, let's go ahead and kick it off. First of all, first on the docket is new sponsors. So we were lucky enough to go ahead and get the channel sponsored. We're lucky enough to get the channel sponsored. We're professional here, we promise. By RPM Side by Side. Thank you very much, guys. And they gave us some really cool stuff. The first thing they gave us was a blow-off valve that we're going to go ahead and give away to you guys. We're going to test this on our XP. Yeah?
Yeah, so currently we have the Evo installed, so we're going to install that and just compare the noises side by side.
Yep.
And see how they sound.
Yep, we're going to go and get some good video documentation. We also want to get quality of the RPM versus the Evo. And then we're going to go and do like a little cost comparison for you. I have the RPM currently on my Can-Am. What blow-off valve do you have, Jason? I'm sorry. No, it's not turbo, but he doesn't need it.
Do you remember all those 5-point turns you were doing?
Oh, yeah, let's not talk about that. My turbo's real fast when I got it. Yeah.
In a straight line.
So, yeah, so we're definitely going to go ahead and give this away. So we're going to talk about that probably at the end of the video on how to get this. We should have planned that prior to the video, but whatever. The second thing RPM gave us was an intake hose for the XP. So this is their big mouth intake hose that they actually gave us. This is really cool. It's a 3-inch intake hose. And we're going to be able to compare this directly against the aftermarket Assassin Stage 3 intake, right?
They're aluminum one.
So the idea of this is that your intake hose, whenever you up your boost at all or just have boost in general, sometimes your intake pipe can collapse. So the idea of the silicone ones and the aluminum ones are to make that not happening. RPM, you know, this shouldn't transfer heat as much as an aluminum one, but we are going to definitely try that out. So there's that. Oh, and we're going to go ahead and give away that as well once we get done. So, like I said, whole separate giveaway. You're like, I'm keeping, it's not going to matter. We're going to give it away. We're going to give it away, okay? The next thing we're going to show you here, we should have taken that
unwrapped it ahead of time.
100%. Oh, take it. Hold it. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. So the next thing we got is really cool. This is a RPM cat delete kit for the Can-Am. Now, I'm really excited that we got our hands on this because I'm at a weird. Oh, perfect. We won't be able to put fingerprints on it. I'm at a really. Wow, look at the quality of that, dude. That's legit. So, I'm at this really weird thing where I don't really know if I want exhaust on my RR. I like the way it sounds now. I think it sounds like a jet fighter, but I do want some performance, and I think one of the best ways you can get performance out of a turbo car is by deleting the cat. That's what this is. So we're going to do a whole video on this, test it out on the car before and after, along with sounds, and you guys down to do an install video on this?
No problem.
All right. Excellent. We'll not be giving this away. Sorry. You can have my stock one. Okay. Oh, I totally just messed up that bung. All right, so thank you very much, RPM Side by Side. Like I said, super cool guys over there. We're going to try to give back to the community. Also, if you use discount code CarGuyEddie, they will give you 5% off whatever you order through the mix. So that's cool. Okay, next, we were also sponsored recently by Gemco cargo boxes. So when you're looking for storage options and you don't really know what to get, Gemco cargo boxes is a locally owned, family-run business. He's located in Canada. And for those of you that have seen Gemco boxes, they're huge. They are probably the best in the industry when it comes to boxes. But he's going to send us a couple to test and try out. So we're going to compare that directly against the
Amazon Special.
Amazon Special, baby. Yeah, and more importantly, we're really excited because we're finally going to get some storage in the Trail S, which is really, really exciting. So we're going to do a full install video of that. There is some modifications you have to do for the Gemco cargo box to go into the Trail S. But we're going to go through the installation with you, and we're going to show you, look, if we can do it, you guys can do it. 100%, right? Just get the impact.
If you can do it, then yes.
If we could do it, the mechanic. Okay. All right. So let's get down to really what the video is about. First of all, as everybody knows, there's been a huge release from the world of Razor, right? It started off with the Ken Block video.
Yeah.
Right? Ken Block riding around the Pro R. That was pretty cool.
Jumping the freeway.
Jumping the freeway. Like, if you don't jump the freeway, you're just... No, I'm just kidding. But jumping the freeway was really cool. But Polaris basically came out and they upped the ante across the board, right? They released for what better part is a trophy truck. And they're calling it a side-by-side, or maybe they're not calling it a side-by-side.
Whatever it's classified as.
Whatever it's classified as, they made a really hardcore machine. And we got some stats. So basically what we want to do is we want to compare it directly against its main competitor, which I think is itself. I mean, I think its competitor is going to be the XP. The bonus about it is, and we're going to talk about price in a little bit, is the XP is roughly, I don't know, $15,000 cheaper, $12,000 cheaper, $10,000 cheaper. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So let's go ahead and get right into the specs. So Lynx, why don't you go ahead and go over the engine for us here?
All right, displacement. Let's start with that because that's interesting to me. 925 on the Pro XP, and we're talking 1997 cc's on the Pro R.
So 2 liters.
It's a big boy.
That's like a Honda motor.
Mm-hmm.
It's an S2000.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now it's got 16 valves. They said that it does rev. Now there was a little bit of concern that it was just a slingshot motor, right? But they
clarify that it's purpose built for the Pro R, so that should be interesting.
purpose built. We use the same block. We just changed out the flywheel and up the compression.
Focus RS and Mustang 4-cylinder turbo.
Yeah, exactly. So they did change some stuff, which is good. I mean, you definitely don't want the slingshot motor just in Pro R. I mean, it's 2 completely different separate rev ranges that you're looking into. What else, Lynx? Tell me about the drive type, because this is a big deal.
We'll just go the main difference on here. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive lock on the Pro R.
Awesome. Adam, tell me what a locker does on the Pro R.
So, if I remember right from the presentation, it's a locking central diff. So that should lock your front and rear axles together. So when you're rock climbing, they all should stay the same, allowing you to climb easier.
Yeah, it's really cool. The KRX has a front locking diff, and you could really, really tell when that thing was locked.
The one time we went rock climbing, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was
never
awesome.
Rock climbing again.
Yeah, never rock climbing again. So the locking diff was great. You know, my Can-Am's got a locking diff. It's got like a smart helix. I'm scared if I lock it, it's going to explode. I just see pieces of them all
Because we know
around.
Can-Am was built for rock climbing.
100%. All right, let's talk about the horsepower, Lynx.
Big thing. 181 horsepower turbo on the Pro XP. 225 horsepower non-turbo on the Pro R.
So that's 44 difference.
That's a lot.
On a non-turbo. I know I keep saying it. It's a non-turbo.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. What is the performance world going to do with a non-turbo car, though? Right? Because we've seen non-turbo cars. We've seen the KRX. We've seen the Talon. There's only so much you could do.
It's going to get an exhaust.
Yeah,
It's gonna
exhaust
get a
intake,
tune,
weights,
intake.
tune. You know, you honestly, you're probably not squeezing a whole lot more out of it.
Probably going to see some aftermarket turbos for it.
Yeah,
Or
for sure.
superchargers.
For sure.
It's also not going to be twitchy. It's going to have low-end torque.
So that's the bonus here, right? So that's the thing that I'm always talking about when you talk about the turbo cars, is that the turbo cars are great when you're wide open, or when you're on a desert, or when you're on a fire road. The turbo cars are wonderful. They're amazing.
Dunes.
But when you get into an area that is tight and technical, you have no power, and then all the power.
Well, it's like when you were doing the tight shells at Prairie City and mine. More than once, me and you were both leaning towards it because the front right wheel was so far off the ground because I wasn't going fast enough to make the corner, but at the same time, the low end just wasn't moving us.
Yeah. So the idea, hopefully, is to get away from that, and also probably get to get some more reliability. You know, this is the first time that Polaris has gone away from their parallel twin motor, and they've gone to the 4-cylinder. Anything that's naturally aspirated obviously is going to run longer because you're not shoving a bunch of boost down into it. It's probably going to be a little bit easier to maintain. So overall, I'm really excited for that. Now, there was some confusion regarding the transmission, right? They talked about it might have a transmission with gears in it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys hear that rumor?
Yeah.
I did. It does not.
It's belt driven. It is belt driven. It's belt driven. Womp womp womp. But here's the deal. So the belt placement. So if anybody is out there and they see belt placement, we'll try to put a picture in here. picture, of the belt placement. It's very similar to like what the 800 is, right? The clutch is actually behind the front seat, and it's because the motor is lateral, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lateral, right? That's in line with the frame. Yeah, lateral. Yeah. So your belt and everything faces the inside, which is a little bit more work to get to the clutch. At least it was on the 800, and
it was not fun on the 800.
I know changing the air filter on the XP, it wasn't that bad getting to it. The seats are pretty easy to take out, so out on the dunes, if you blow belt when you're out riding, it's gonna suck. But at your garage, no problem.
All I can go is based off the 800, and I know you had to take some of the mounting brackets for the seats out to be able to get the cover off to get everything.
Yeah. You know what? Like I just feel like they're so past that in the world of design now.
I hope so.
Like
I hope so.
The 800S was game changing. It was the first of its kind. They didn't know what was going to happen with it.
And so going back looking at the photo, it looks just like the Pro XP, and it took me 2 minutes to get both seats out and unscrew the cover, and we were there.
All right. Good. All right, so let's go and get on to the dimensions. Adam, talk to me about some dimensions.
So some of the bigger dimensions to me is going to be the wheelbase. So we're going from a 96-inch wheelbase on the Pro XP to an 104.5 on the Pro R. One of the main downfalls of the XP, in my opinion, is its twitchiness, or the longer wheelbase should help out with that.
Yep, so when they're talking about wheelbase, they're talking about front and rear wheels, the distance between them.
And then, of course, the big one that everyone is excited or hate is going from a 64-inch wide machine up to a 74-inch wide machine.
Can you even fit a 74-inch wide machine on your trailer?
I will have a half-inch on each tire.
Dude, you're gonna be. Dude, that's a big machine, and that's before anybody put wheels and tires on it. Traditionally, they have a 5-1 offset, but they're not big tires. When people put big tires on these things, they may not fit in a lot of.
Yeah, but it's having 32-inch tire stock.
Right.
So
you gotta put 35s on it, man.
Is it a Jeep?
Okay, yeah, good point. Okay, excellent. Tell me about the weight.
So you're going from 1,795, so 1,795 pounds, comparing that to 2,187 pounds.
So 300 pounds difference.
So it's almost 400 pounds.
Almost 400 pounds. So 2 people, or me, or Adam. Okay, there we go. That's for real. Now, obviously, weight is a big deal in side-by-sides, right? You got tons of experience with off-road riding. Weight's a big deal in any machine that you have. Regardless of size of the motor. I'll give you a great example. That Suzuki 750 quad we had, that thing weighed like 800 pounds. Now, it had horsepower, it had the torque, but it couldn't make it up dunes because it weighed so much. And it was CVT, so it was never in the right
gear. And it was overheating.
Well, yeah, it was having belt issues, But you take like a 350, like a Honda 350 with gears, you can climb the dune. It's lighter and stuff like that. So the weight is a big deal, but with the weight comes quality, right? Yeah. Everything on this thing looks overbuilt. Everything on it. I really feel
100%.
It's like they took a KRX and gave it 100 extra horsepower.
Yeah, exactly. What every KRX owner wants but will never say. I want an extra 100 horsepower. Exactly. Okay, I gotcha. Okay. So the last thing I want to talk about in references is going to be the ground clearance. So ground clearance
on the Pro XT is 14.5 inches. You're never going to get that unless you replace your tender springs, because we all know Polaris tender springs suck. And then on the Pro R, it's a 16-inch is the ground clearance. And shout out to Eddie's favorite tender spring supplier, All Things UTV.
Oh, another sponsor, All Things UTV. Dustin, send us some stuff. We got a big surprise. So, yeah, it's awesome. The tender spring issue, we all know. Razors have collapsed tender springs. All machines, their tender springs collapse over time. If they got them on them, and it's a big deal that you get a company that can get that fixed. So. Shout out to All Things UTV. They make Razor Aid and stuff. You guys are awesome for what you do for the community there. We really need to get another discount code with them, right?
I feel like we do.
I think we need to get another discount code. So we've gone over the motor. We've gone over the dimensions. We've lost our timer, so I have no idea how long that this is going. So let's go ahead and flip over to the back. And it does have ride command, obviously. A big difference with the suspension, because the Dynamics one is probably the one to get if you have 42 grand laying around. The Dynamics, the big difference is
It's on controls the rebound and the compression. Were on the old Pro XP. It just controlled the compression.
the
Rebound.
No, the dampening.
Dampening.
Yeah, it controls the dampening.
Yeah.
What else does it have like a car? Links, we were talking about, hey, look at all the power this thing's got.
Alternator.
It's got an alternator.
1700 watt charging system.
That's insane to me on a side-by-side. You're going to be able to like charge your RV with your side-by-side.
Unlike with our really expensive Pro XP and our really expensive RR, it comes with a roof. It comes with full doors.
It better come with a roof and full doors for 40 grand.
They vented full doors on the Pro.
On the Pro R, it's full doors. On the Pro XP, it's vented.
Yeah.
So, but that's cool. I mean, that's a big deal. It does come. Oh yeah, exactly. It's almost like Polaris learns something every time they make a vehicle, right? They take the good things from it. So that's awesome. So the Pro R. I mean, obviously by this point you guys have already made your idea of what everything is. We just wanted to come out here and kind of talk about the differences between the two. With that being said, we do have some upcoming videos. So we have a Can-Am 25-hour video. We want to get that tomorrow.
Alright.
I would love to do the 25-hour review on the Can-Am because I'm approaching 30 hours and it's time to do the 25-hour review. We also have a ton of accessories that we put on the Trail S here that we want to definitely review. Links is going to help us with that. And we have an XP for sale. So if you know anybody looking for a 2021 XP, what kind of mods you got done to it?
Aftermarket Assassin's S3 clutch kit.
Stage 3, that's PV3 intake, helix, clutch, and weights.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
You have the Bikeman exhaust.
G-Boost belt.
G-Boost belt. And a really good light bar.
And a really good live bar. And the blow-off.
And the blow-off.
And the blow-off valve. So
and
we
it's
do
a Fosgate.
Oh yeah, and it's a Fosgate, so it's got the great sound system in it. So we do have an XP for sale. So hit us up if you want to look for an XP. And why are we selling the XP? Are you buying a Can-Am?
Oh, no.
Come on!
I don't want my car to snap in half.
Come on! You want to buy a Can-Am? Just tell me you're going to buy a Can-Am.
No, I'm not going to.
What are you getting?
Pro R.
Woo! It's a big deal. So, we're talking about the Pro R. We got a group chat, obviously, and we were talking about the Pro R, and Links here was glad enough to find a dealer that had how many allocated?
23.
23 allocated. And how many were ultimate?
5, I believe.
And then you wanted what color?
The blue.
The blue, which they had
2, I believe.
2.
Yeah.
So you're going to get 1 of 2. Don't you just feel like big man?
How long did it take us to find the Fosgate?
Yeah, but they had that for a while. You know,
but they were the only one that had it.
They were the only one that had it. The only one that had it. So shout out. Who's the dealer you found?
Glendy.
Glendy.
Power Sports in Chico.
In Chico. And who's your sales guy up there?
Alec. Talk to Alec.
He's a man?
He's a man.
Did he hook you up pretty easy?
Yeah, it's really easy.
Yeah, he didn't mark it up $15,000 or anything crazy like that, right?
As of right now, though.
Nope.
As of right now.
Nope.
You can never be certain until the machine gets in stock.
That's awesome. So, like I said, we got a bunch of really cool videos coming up. We appreciate all the likes. If you do feel compelled, definitely subscribe. Like I did say, we have some giveaway videos, so to know that those are coming, that's going to be important. We do have some giveaway videos coming up for stuff on the Trail S, so if you got a Trail S, definitely hang out and watch that too. I appreciate you guys tuning in today, and ride hard.
Cut! All right.
There we go. How long was that, you think?
15 minutes.
17. I'm going 17.
Oh, I guess we could just...